Good morning. The New Testament is fun and exciting. It's full of love and acceptance and just being all inclusive. It's full of exciting adventures and fast paced writers and rebellion against the man, all kinds of things that are popular in today's world. So a lot of people want to rally around the New Testament pretty much exclusively. A lot of people are ignoring the Old Testament or they don't like the Old Testament. It's boring. It's not boring. There are so many adventures in there, it would blow your mind. But I think what most people's biggest turnoff is how strict and rigid God is towards he's very very strong, very very dominant through the Old Testament. And people don't like that. They don't like being told what to do. They don't like the punishment side of it. You know, I think of this as kind of like school. You know, in the Old Testament, this is the rules, this is the regulation, this is the consequences, this is what happens. And then once you get done, then it's time for the fun. You have to do the work and then it's time for the party. But to look at it and to see how hard and strict God wasn't wrong. He is the sovereign Lord. He can do what he wants to. But in every single instance, not that he has to be justified, he never has to be justified. He is justice. Not the epitome of, he is justice. But not that he has to be justified, but just to say, whenever he does something that's strict or hard, whenever he kills somebody for something that we see is no big deal, we have to go back to what's going on. His nations are getting established. These people are having to be set apart. If you want to be set apart as something, you've got to stand up and say, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. And it's hard to get that going. But every single thing he did, even if we don't understand why, or we see it as harsh or negative or too extreme, well, why didn't he just let that go? That's not justice. If you just blindly forgive something, that's not justice, and that's not God. We never want to forget he can do great and terrible things. He is all powerful, almighty. But every single thing that he did, I promise you, every single move he made, even if it was just killing a guy for lighting a fire at the wrong time, which he did that to Aaron's kids. Look at Numbers 3:4. Numbers 3 chapter 4. Numbers chapter 3 verse 4. He killed Nadab and Abihu because they were sacrificing at the wrong time. That's not when he told them to do it. He wanted to be established. He didn't want there to be any mistakes. This is how it gets done. This is how I want it done. This is how it needs to be done. If you want to not take responsibility and not do it right, you're going to be punished. And I think he's a lot stricter then because he physically spoke to people. He physically told Moses, tell them to go do this. He showed them one-on-one. This is what I want, time and time again. They had a front row seat to some of the most amazing miracles, and they still denied him. So he drew back for 400 years. He didn't talk to anybody. And that's the period from the last page of Malachi to the first page of Matthew. That span is about 400 years where God didn't talk to anybody. And I can only imagine how awful the world was. Lives, count many lives were lived and died in that span, never hearing God's voice. That's devastating. We definitely don't want to be in that area again. We have his voice. We have the Bible. We have the Holy Spirit with us. When Jesus died and left us, The Holy Spirit came. He was the helper. He came and he revived us. He rejuvenated us. We have the Holy Spirit. That is God's voice. If you allow God into your heart, you have that that consciousness inside of you that's saying this is right, this is wrong. You have that guidance. You have a guidebook. It's chock full of stuff. It's all kinds of stuff in here. But to go back to the Old Testament and see how hard it was, he wasn't wrong. He doesn't need to be justified, but everything he did was for our good. Um, you think about how he would tell them, don't step in this particular area because it's holy ground and you'll be killed. That ground was consecrated because of his presence. And he wasn't saying, I'm going to kill you if you walk over here. He's saying, if you walk over here, you're going to die. So we just want to put it in perspective. He's the boss. He is right no matter what. We are his subjects. We do not have to understand him, but he is so loving and so good that with just a little bit of research, you can see how everything he did, although we may react to initially like, oh, he's bad. I don't want that part. Let me go over here to the party part. No, that's not what's going on. He's doing it for our own good. It's like having a toddler and you pop its little leg because it's trying to eat toilet bowl cleaner. Don't do that. You take the toilet bowl cleaner away from it. You tell it no because we didn't scare him, but your toddler scared you or whatever. But you see what I'm saying? He is our parent, but he is also our king. We need to remember that. We need to put him in his supreme, powerful position and leave him there and realize that he has the authority. Whether we understand it or not, we still need to subject to it. We still need to give him his majesty and let him be the supreme over our lives and stop bucking that authority, you know? Um, so yeah, that's the difference between New Testament and Old Testament. And you got your school, you got your party.